Alright, welcome back, and welcome to the 13th cycle of the war between Chaos and Cosmos. We finally get to be able to play the original game. Alright. So, this takes place immediately after the ending of Duodecim, and considering Square Enix put a bit of a kibosh on me showing off the CG cutscene from Duodecim's ending, let me kind of give you a brief synopsis. Basically, Cosmos sacrificed herself in order to protect all of her warriors, which was kind of a problem, because she kind of had to give up all of her power in order to give it to all of her warriors to have a better chance for this cycle of the war. Which she and Golbez kind of discussed at the ending of Duodecim. And the CG cutscene that you weren't able to see was basically a giant dragon shows up to whisk away all of Cosmos' warriors so that they're ready for the next cycle of the war. And also the ghostly spirits of all the Duodecim cast shows up and then they disappear. So the world is kind of at a loss at the moment, considering Cosmos kind of broke the rules.
To lead them in savage war. The conflict that has continued for eons is now about to end in Chaos's favor.
So despite the sacrifices of the heroes from Duodecim, the war is in Chaos's favor. We got rid of the mannequins, and yet, well, problems seem to have arisen. As Cosmos broke the rules, all to protect her own warriors. But, on the plus side, we get a bunch of really cool characters to play as this time around, instead of just a few. To start off with, we get to play as the Warrior of Light, who I really like in this game. He doesn't have much in the way of personality, but his design is awesome. And also, I just kind of like a straight-up hero, you know. Warrior of Light's pretty much all about winning the war for Cosmos, you know. Putting a big ol' iron-plated boot to the asses of the champions of Chaos. And also, his fighting style is pretty cool. Use a lot of board and sword tactics. But yeah, if it wasn't completely obvious, all the characters from the original game I have maxed out. They're at level 100. And a lot of these missions are for characters who are significantly lowered leveled. No one's really made much of a fuss about me going in overpowered, so I guess I'll stick to it. It expedites a lot of the fights and lets you enjoy the story bits. And the Warrior of Light's story bit is going to be quite short. I mean, it is the prologue, after all. This time we get to work with emblems, which gives you buffs or debuffs, depending on what type of emblem it is. Fortunately, these emblems are buffs. But emblems don't really matter, at least for me right now, considering, again, maxed out characters. So, fights generally end pretty quickly before the buffs really come into play. So we're more likely to land critical hits. That's pretty useful.
Seems you want to fight. Get ready! Bathe in the light! Release!
So yeah, ultimate shield. He just freaking beats the shit out of you with his own shield that just flies around. Like he's fucking Captain America.
My apologies. I must hurry. Seems you want to fight.
So if I haven't mentioned this before, the Warrior of Light is voiced by one Grant George, who I really like as a voice actor. He's been getting a lot of play recently. Let's see. What are some recent works that he's been in? He's in the most recent Fire Emblem. He's the voice of Sanagayama from Kill la Kill, who's one of my favorite characters. Oh, he was Toya from Lost Dimension! Of course! But if you're an Atlas fan, he's the voice of Shinjiro from Persona 3. Really cool character. But honestly, the way I first got introduced to Grant George was from playing Disgaea 2, where he played Axel. So yeah, he's pretty prolific. Pretty good voice actor. Very nice. I like that he's getting a lot more play. Oh, and also the Warrior of Light story is over. That's it for the prologue. Again, it's just the prologue. We'll get to hang out with the Warrior of Light a little bit more later on in the game. Don't worry. But hey, Cosmos is back.
Cosmos!
I have been defeated by chaos. The god of discord. Chaos. His brutal powers destroyed the balance of all things, threatening the fabric of reality itself. All existence is on the brink of doom. 10 of you remain.
Hey look, it's Bartz and Zidane.
The last hope left.
For once, they're not knocked out. We'll get to hang out with them later on.
Obtain the light.
This is basically giving you an introduction to all the characters. Hey look, it's not Jecht. But hey, Cloud's
The
there.
light.
And so is Cecil and Furion.
The crystals embody the strength to face despair.
And hey, Terra and the Onion Knight are hanging out.
Together, there is hope.
So far, with the exception of Titus, or Titus, or whatever the fuck you want to call him, we got a pretty good team.
Crystal will be perilous
So far.
and different.
And no, I'm not going to let go of the fact that we got a shitty trade between Jecht and Titus.
And follow your own path, even if you know not where that path leads.
Not a problem. I've always gotten by on my own.
So am I led to believe that Cain knocked out Squall and the rest of the Warriors of Cosmos? Like, all of them one by one? Like, okay, I can understand Zidane and Bartz, because, you know, I can kind of buy that. The Onion Knight, I can sort of buy that too. Cecil, maybe, because, you know, Cecil would, you know, trust Cain and would probably let his guard down a little bit more, so that would make him an easy target. Furion, he caught completely unaware. But Squall is one I seem to have an issue believing. Because he just doesn't seem to be the type to trust anybody to let his guard down, even the slightest. I don't know. But maybe Cain just jumped on him. That's pretty powerful, I gotta say.
They're headed straight for us. But I'm ready for whatever comes my way.
Obviously Cloud's ready for whatever. He fucking fought Chaos himself in the last cycle.
I thank you all.
God, Cloud's so badass. They push him very hard in this game, and I'm okay with that. I like Cloud. But there's a lot of Warriors of Cosmos that I like. Let me just go ahead and say who my favorites are for this cycle of the war. Cloud, Warrior of Light, Cecil, Furion, Onion Knight. Terra's pretty cool. And I'm okay with Squall and, oh, I like Bartz and Zidane. Pretty much the only one I don't like is Titus. So, 9 out of 10 ain't too bad.
Cosmos, your radiant light shall always be with us.
He still hasn't fixed that one little tuft of hair on the right side of his face. Like, it's not even symmetrical. Like, he doesn't have one on the left side of his face. That just must be distracting. It's distracting me. So everybody's got teams. And yet Squall is all by himself. You'd think Cloud would be the one by himself, no? Whatever. I like that Bartz and Zidane are hanging out together, because they think this is one big treasure hunt. It's a fun little pairing. Yeah, that's a pretty good way to set up a story. So actually, we'll be seeing the Warrior of Light toward the end of the 13th cycle. He'll be the main character. He'll have his own story. That's not all he's getting. But for now, he was just our introduction to the prologue. So it's time for some reports. Beyond the door to the rift. Oh boy. We get to play as Shantoto. I forgot for a minute that she was a Warrior of Cosmos. Okay, a little aside here. I don't much care for Shantoto, but I like Gabranth. But Gabranth is fucking cool.
Such reckless behavior to charge
This annoys me so much. I don't like Shantoto. I hate the fact that she has to rhyme constantly. Yeah, I don't really play Final Fantasy 11 or 14 that much. Come at me. I don't like this character that much. I find her annoying. But Gabranth is fucking radical.
Putting an end to pointless conflict.
Look how cool he is. Voiced by Keith Ferguson. Fun fact, Gabranth is not voiced by his original voice actor, Michael E. Rogers. Instead, he's voiced by Keith Ferguson, the voice actor for Bosch from Final Fantasy XII. Which makes sense, considering they're twin brothers. That's not much of a spoiler. That happens pretty early on in the game. Which is also really cool, because Gabranth actually has a costume in this game that makes him look like Bosch. Which I brought up a little earlier on whenever we were playing through Vaughn's chapter, and why they couldn't add Bosch.
Care to put me to the test?
You mean to stand and fight?
I do, and I might put the same question to you.
Ah, now I see. You are a wielder of magics. Very well, you shall have no mercy from me.
I would so much rather be playing as Gabranth for this fight. I would so much rather be playing as him. He is so much cooler. The annoying thing about this is Shantoto is probably one of Cosmos' most powerful warriors. Yeah, she's way stronger than she may seem. She may frickin' rhyme, like, just for every other sentence, which I find pretty annoying, to be quite honest. And yet she's so powerful.
I will spare no strength to bring your downfall, mage.
On guard! I adore no holds barred. You look special on us. I'll slice you through.
Hatred is what...
And there goes Gabranth. Oh, God. I would so much rather play as Gabranth.
Too
He's the coolest Final Fantasy XII representative in this game. Ugh.
I must say, this is quite a disgrace. The nerve of those Chaos losers just strolling on in like they own the place.
Well, then why don't you go do more stuff?
And where is that troublesome waif? There's no need to patrol to the ends of the earth to keep the perimeter safe.
When does this take place?
Hey, I'm back.
I guess toward the beginning of the game. And there's Prish.
I mean,
She's also
after
from Final
she's
Fantasy
gone.
11. Or is it
Thanks for holding down
14?
the fort.
I forget.
A
They're
little
both in the
politeness
online
can go a
game,
long way.
so I don't really care as much.
Honestly, Prish, where exactly did your patrol take you today?
So where were these two during the 12th or the
naturally,
13th
I
cycle of the
was,
war?
Making the rounds.
If Shantoto so powerful, why didn't she go ahead and help?
Rounds?
Seriously.
Simple that
Could she not have, like, you know,
While you were
I don't
out
know,
around
stopped the
and
mannequins
about,
by herself?
I enjoyed a visit from some armored lass.
That's what annoys me even more.
don't know how
She's apparently
an
so
area
powerful,
so small
and yet,
would
oh,
fail
am I
to
gonna
notice
help
that
win the
walking
war?
steel wall.
Am I gonna stop the mannequins? No.
Let me ask
Neither of us
you
are gonna
once
do that.
more.
We're the online
Did it just
characters.
strike your
We don't
fancy
have to do
wander off
shit.
and explore? I don't make threats. If there's no results by the time I'm done researching,
Cosmos
the
just must be
ultimate
sitting in her
spell,
throne
it's
like,
too late for
oh my
regrets.
god, where do I keep finding these
Listen,
fucking losers?
I'll be more than
Ah.
happy to fry you along with the rest of the
I'd honestly
chaos.
rather take the asshole from the anime. Seriously.
Wow, keep your tunic on, will ya? Next time, I'll bring you back something nice. You like souvenirs, right?
Mark my words, you insolent pup. Shirk your duty again, and your number is up.
I don't really like Shantoto or Prish. They don't really appeal to me. Maybe because they're online characters. But you know who does appeal to me? Fucking Gilgamesh!
I know.
Oh my god!
Must be him.
Yes! Yes! 1,000 times yes!
Long have I waited for this, but
Oh god, I love Gilgamesh. He's so cool.
Who are you?
Oh great, we get Vaughn again.
Never
This must be
seen
taking
this
place
guy
during the
before.
12th cycle.
Let's see, he's only got 2 arms.
Hey, it's a reference to Final Fantasy IX, when the Gilgamesh in that game had 4 arms.
like if I had extra limbs, you'd suddenly recognize me as somebody else? Oh, never mind. It appears I have misjudged my exit point. Good day.
He just walks off. Oh. That was another character I was super stoked to have in Duodecim.
Sorry for the wait.
Gilgamesh is the fucking coolest. I don't care if he's a joke character. He's super
Big,
cool.
scary guy here. Red Hood. You know him?
Yeah, he's from Batman. Jason
ring a
Todd.
bell.
He's pretty cool. He's gonna be in Injustice too.
Huh. Then I guess that means no one knew him.
Come on, let's get a move on. That guy is long gone.
Shut up, Vaughn.
I'm pretty sure he said Bart's. Or something like that. Maybe I'm hearing things.
Gilgamesh is just so cool. He just constantly wants to fight with Bart's. Ah. I love him. I love Gilgamesh and all of his appearances. He was one of the only few good things about Final Fantasy XIII. His appearance in 13 too. Yeah, he was DLC, but he was fucking cool. In Final Fantasy 13 too, he pulls out a bunch of guns like rocket launchers, and he's like, ah, this shit's stupid. I'm gonna go with a real man's weapon, pull out some swords. I love a lot of these joke characters. I love some of the overly goofy characters. You need some levity in these games to show that it's, you know, you don't need to take this completely seriously. You can have fun with a game like this. You can have fun with Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy has some stupid, goofy shit. That's part of what makes it so magical.
Well, well, Bartz. We meet again.
He's back.
Who are you?
Yes. He's so cool.
Okay. Weird.
Don't you walk away from him.
Something wrong?
And they're playing Battle on the Big Bridge.
Don't tell me you've forgotten my name, you sniveling worm.
Oh, who could forget you,
I
Gilgamesh?
should not be surprised to find you speechless. The last time we met, I was banished to the Rift as you looked on slack-jawed. But as you can see, it could not hold me. Oh no, I have returned! My exile is at an end!
Well, good for you.
No, this has not been an easy journey. I have crossed blades with strange opponents more times than I can count.
I'll say.
Surrendered myself.
It's a reference to all the other Final Fantasy games he's shown up in. They actually have his appearance from Final Fantasy VIII as a playable costume in this game. It looks really cool. But I think maybe as a special pre-order, or maybe it was a Japan exclusive thing, they had his appearance from Final Fantasy Zero as a costume. Anyway, I prefer the classics.
And now, at the last, I stand here before you. I have dreamed of this moment. There is no turning away from this, our fated duel.
I'm not sure I followed all that rambling, but I guess that means he wants to fight me? Alright. Sounds like fun. Challenge accepted.
I expected no less from my chosen rival. Steel yourself! For I am not the Gilgamesh you remember! It's one-on-one!
Unfortunately, I did not give Gilgamesh that much time to actually show off his entire repertoire, but it's really rad. He just pulls out random swords, like the Excalibur and the Excalibur and the chicken knife, and he pulls out a lance, and and it's so cool. And he has a rocket fist. He shoots his arms like frickin' rocket punches. And he turns into a tornado. And
Bring it on! Burn!
Gilgamesh summons himself as an assist.
Show your flames!
This was also a small little demo of Bartz' combat style. He's a mimic. He copies all the other Warriors of Cosmos' fighting styles. And since this is Duodecim, he copied a few of the newer characters as well.
I see you too have been honing your skills. It matters not. Now you shall witness my true strength.
Whoa, hey, I'm witnessing something. Look at yourself.
Huh? You think to distract me with a simple trick?
No, Gilgamesh is fading away!
You have much to...
I'm dead serious. Take a look. You're starting to fade out or something.
Oh no!
Fade out?
No!
No!
He's too cool!
The effect of the rift? No! Not again!
No, let Gilgamesh stay. He's so fun.
Stop! Wait! I beg you!
Aw, man.
I'll be back! I promise you! I shall return!
There goes a huge badass. Man.
He's gone.
Oh well.
Something about him.
I guess that's it for Gilgamesh.
If he's gone back to that rift place, then I guess we'll meet again at some point. Probably.
Show a little bit of concern there, Bartz. Whatever. Alright, that'll do it for this update. But in the next update, we get to hang out with Cloud, so that'll be fun. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Until next time, see ya.